Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to learn how to make this tassel crown skirt. I call it the crown skirt because it has the same exact stitch as our crown sweater. So if you haven't yet checked out the crown sweater, make sure after this video you go check it out. We shall be linking so many projects to this particular design. This skirt can be paired with our braided rope crochet top. And this already also has a tutorial on my channel. And yeah, this is the same exact skirt that I matched with the braided rope top in brown. Some of you guys have seen this image on my Instagram and you fell in love with it. So many people have been requesting for a tutorial, so here it is. All right, so we already have a matching skirt to our braided rope crochet top, and that one is in a block stitch. If you haven't yet checked it out, it's already on the channel, and I'll be leaving all the linked or the related projects to this skirt in the description box below. We have over 5 projects that you can work with, and you match and pair them with different pieces so that you can get full outfits. So make sure you check out the description box because all the links will be down there. The written pattern is also available on all my online shops, and the links will still be in the description box below. So let's dive right into the materials. Alright guys, for the materials you will need a 4mm crochet hook, and then you'll also need a pair of scissors, a darning needle, a measuring tape, an elastic strand so that your skirt is stretchy, as you'll see later on in the video. And then for the yarn, I'm using Regal. It is a 4-ply acrylic fingering weight yarn. So this is the yarn that I'm talking about, and I'll be doubling my strand. And if you have any yarn that recommends a 4mm crochet hook, you can just use that with only one strand. If you would like the written pattern, it's already available on all my online shops. That includes Ravelry, Ko-fi, and on my website. Alright, so to start off your project, you're going to make a chain that can wrap around the widest part of your hips. So your hip circumference, and your starting chain should be a multiple of 5 plus 1. Alright, so for me, I started with a chain of 136 chains. And that is a multiple of 5 plus 1 chain. My multiple of 5 is 27 and plus 1 chain. So 27 times 5 is 135 plus 1 chain. So your starting chain should be a multiple of 5 plus 1. You're going to start off with a slip knot and make a chain. This is my starting chain, and I'm going to start off with 136 chains. Alright, so I have my 136 chains, and this can stretch to the hip measurement that I'm considering, which is 38 inches. This should fit a size small, but can stretch to fit almost a medium. So once you have this, you're going to go into your 6th chain from the hook. This is row 1. You're going to count from this one: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And into the 6th, you're going to yarn over, insert your hook into that 6th chain, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. That's a double crochet, and you're going to double crochet in each of the next 3 chains. 1, 2, and 3. From here, you're going to have a total of 4 double crochets and this space here. So from here, you're going to make a chain of 2. You're going to skip 1 chain and then 1 double crochet in each of the next 4 chains. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And this is going to be the repeat of this row. You make a chain of 2 and skip 1 chain, and then 1 double crochet in each of the next 4 chains. Alright, so you're going to keep working your pattern until you have only 2 chains left on your row. As you can see, this is our group of 4 double crochets. Now we have 2 chains left. you're going to make a chain of 1, skip over the second last chain, and then into the last one you're going to place a double crochet. And just like that, we are done with our row 1, and this is what it should look like. Alright guys, we're going on to row 2. You're going to make a chain of 1. I've already made my chain of 1, and you're going to turn your work. You're going to go into the very first chain 1 space and place a single crochet, and then you're going to make a chain of 3, and we're going to do a 3 double crochet together stitch in between the 4 double crochets. So we're going into the spaces between the stitches here, here, and here. So that's why I said we are getting a 3 double crochet together stitch. So you're going to yarn over, insert your hook into the middle of the next 2 double crochets, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, go into the space between the next 2 double crochets, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, go into the space between the last 2 double crochets of the group of 4 double crochets, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and you have 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all. So that's our 3 double crochet together stitch. And then from here you're going to make a chain of 3 and single crochet into the next chain 2 space, just like that. And you're going to repeat that. Make a chain of 3, double crochet 3 stitches together going into the spaces between the 4 double crochets here. So yarn over, go in between the next 2 double crochets, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, go in between the next 2 double crochets, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, go in between the next 2 double crochets, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through all the 4 loops, and then make a chain of 3 and single crochet into the next chain 2 space. So you're going to repeat that all the way across. And I'll meet you back at the end of the row, and I show you how to wind up. Alright, so we've come to the end of the row. This is the end of row 2, and I'm chaining 3 and placing my last 3 double crochet together stitch in between the next 4 double crochets. So just as we've been doing before, place your 3 double crochet together stitch, and then from here you're going to make a chain of 3, and into the last space or the chain space here on the edge, you're going to go into it and place a single crochet, just like that. And that marks the end of row 2. For row 3, you're going to start off with a chain of 5, which counts as a double crochet, chain 2, and then you're going to turn your work. After turning your work, you're going to go on top of the 3 double crochet together stitch in that stitch there and place a single crochet, and then you're going to make a chain of 5, single crochet on top of the next 3 double crochet together stitch. So there, chain 5, single crochet into the 3 double crochet together stitch, and you're going to repeat that all the way across. Until you place a single crochet into the last 3 double crochet together stitch. That's where I'll show you what to do next. Chain 5, single crochet into the next 3 double crochet together stitch. So make it all the way across, and I'll meet you back towards the end of the row. All right, so we've just placed a single crochet into the very last 3 double crochet together stitch after chaining 5 here, and then from here you're going to make a chain of 2 and then double crochet on top of the single crochet here, the last single crochet of the previous row. So you're going to go into that single crochet and place a double crochet, and that marks the end of row 3. For row 4, you're going to start off with a chain of 3, which counts as a double crochet. Turn your work, double crochet once into the chain 2 space here. So go into that space and place a double crochet, and then you're going to make a chain of 2 and place 4 double crochets into the next chain 5 space. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Remember, we are not going into the chains, we are just going around the chain into the space. After your 4 double crochets, you're going to make a chain of 2 and place 4 double crochets into the next chain 5 space, and that's the repeat for this row. You're going to repeat that, chain 2, 4 double crochets into the next chain 5 space. Repeat that all the way across until towards the end of the row, where I'll show you what to do at the end of the row, and then we go on to the next row. Alright guys, we've come to the end of row 4, and I've just placed my last group of 4 double crochets into the last chain 5 space. Now from here you're going to make a chain of 2, and then into this last loop, the chain 5 loop, you're going to go in there with a total of 2 double crochets to balance what we have at the beginning of the row. Remember, we have the chain 3 that counts as a double crochet and then a double crochet. So we're going on to row 5. For row 5, you're going to start off with a chain of 6, turn your work, and you're going to go into the very first chain 2 space of the previous row and place a single crochet. Now from here you're going to make a chain of 3, and remember the 3 double crochet together stitch at this point on row 2. That's what we are going to do right now. Going in between the spaces of the 4 double crochets, you're going to yarn over, insert your hook into the next 2 double crochets, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, go into the space between the next 2 double crochets, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert your hook into the space between the next 2 double crochets, and yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through all. So that's our 3 double crochet together stitch. So guys, we are back to chain 3 and single crochet into the next chain 2 space. This is row 5, and then chain 3, do your 3 double crochet together stitch, and by now you know how to do that. The first one was just to remind you of what to do, and then chain 3 and single crochet into the next chain 2 space. Chain 3, 3 double crochet together stitch, chain 3, single crochet into the next chain 2 space. So you're going to repeat that all the way across, and you can see how these crowns, I call them crowns because they look like little crowns, they keep alternating. These 2, and then for the next crown it will be placed in the middle of the previous 2 crowns. So that's the most amazing thing about this pattern. So you're going to go all the way across with chain 3 and then 3 double crochet together stitch, and then chain 3 and single crochet into the next chain 2 space. Repeat that all the way across, and I'll meet you back towards the end of the row. Alright, so we've come to the end of row 5, and I'm making my very last 3 double crochet together stitch. And then from here you're going to make a chain of 3 and single crochet into the next chain 2 space, and then chain 3, skip over the next double crochet, and on top of the chain 3 on the edge of the previous row, you're going to go on top of that chain 3 and place a double crochet, and that marks the end of row 5. Row 6, you're going to start off with a chain of 1, and you're going to place a single crochet into the very first chain 3 space. So into the space, you're going to place a single crochet, and then you're going to make a chain of 5 and single crochet into the top of the next 3 double crochet together stitch, just like that, and then chain 5, single crochet on top of the next 3 double crochet together stitch. So you're going to repeat that all the way across until the end of the row. And I'll meet you back towards the end of row 6. That's all that you're going to do for row 6. You chain 5 and single crochet on top of the next 3 double crochet together stitch. Alright, so we're coming to the end of row 6, and I've just placed a single crochet into the very last 3 double crochet together stitch, and from here you're going to make a chain of 5, skip over the next chain 3 space, and then on the edge count 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and into the 4th you're going to place a single crochet. So this last chain, you're going to count 1, 2, 3, and into the 4th chain you're going to place a single crochet, but you can just go into the space if you're not very if you don't care about neatness, but this will give it a straight edge. So we're going on to row 7. You're going to start off with a chain of 4, which counts as a double crochet chain 1, turn your work, and you're going to go into the very first chain 5 space with a total of 4 double crochets. So this is my 4th double crochet. After placing 4 double crochets into the first chain 5 space, you're going to make a chain of 2 and place 4 double crochets into the next chain 5 space, and that's the repeat for this row. Chain 2, 4 double crochets into the next chain 5 space, and repeat that all the way across. I'll meet you back towards the end of the row. So we've come to the end of row 7, and I'm chaining 2 and placing my very last 4 double crochets into the last chain 5 space of the row. And from here you're going to make a chain of 1 and go into the single crochet on the edge of row 6. Go into the single crochet and place a double crochet there. And now I want you to look at row 1. You should see a resemblance between row 7 and row 1. They look exactly the same. So we're going to just keep repeating rows 2 to 7 again and again. So we ended up doing a total of 30 rows, and I ended on a row that looks like row 6, and my skirt length is approximately 14 inches, but you can do as long or as short as you wish. So 14 inches for mine, and I ended on this row of chain 5 single crochet, and the row resembles row 6. Starts with a single crochet and ends with a single crochet. So after your desired number of rows, you should just make sure you end on a row that looks like row 6. And from here, we're going to clean up the sides of our piece, both on this side and on the opposite side, so that we can be able to join the pieces together. So to do that, I'm going to make a chain of 1 and turn onto the side of my panel. You can see the side of the rows. So you're going to go into the single crochet row, the row that starts with single crochet, and place a single crochet. And then you're going to go into this chain with 2 single crochets, 2 single crochets into the next row, 2 single crochets into the next row, and then 2 single crochets into the next row. Sorry, 1 single crochet into this row that starts with a single crochet. Just place a single crochet there, and then into the next row 2 single crochets. And then this row starts with a single crochet. You'll just go in there with 1 single crochet, and then 2 single crochets into the next row. So what we are doing is basically placing 2 single crochets in each row that starts with a long stitch or a long chain, and then 1 single crochet in each row that starts with a single crochet. As you can see, this one starts with a single crochet, so we only place 1 single crochet there. So you're going to go all the way across doing that, so that you can clean up the side edge of the panel. Everywhere you see a big space, just place 2 single crochets. And if you see a small space like this one, just place 1 single crochet. Alright, so I'm placing my very last 2 single crochets into the last row here. Just go in there with 2 single crochets, and then make a chain of 1 and cut your yarn. Pull through. So this is what it should look like. We're going to turn our work onto the opposite side, and this time we're going to start from this end, because we've decided that the side where we've worked this row of single crochets is the right side of our work. So when you come to this side, you're going to make sure your work is on the right side, and we're going to attach our yarn into the very first row, which will get 2 single crochets. So attach your yarn and 2 single crochets into the very first row, and then in each short row 1 single crochet, and every long row 2 single crochets, just like we've done on the opposite side. So we've come to the end of the row, as you can see here, and you're going to place 1 single crochet into the row that starts with a single crochet. Only 1. And you should be having the same number of single crochets on each end of the panel, each side of the panel, this side and this side. Now we're going to go ahead and clean up the top edge of our panel before we join to form a skirt. So to do that, you're going to make a chain of 1 and go into that row of the single crochets and place a single crochet. Now from now on, you're going to just place 5 single crochets in each and every chain 5 space. So we're going to go into each and every chain 5 space with 5 single crochets, 3, 4 and 5. Once you place your 5 single crochets, you go into the next chain 5 space with 5 single crochets. We're not placing anything into the single crochet stitches. Just go ahead and just keep placing 5 single crochets in each and every chain 5 space. So do that all the way across until you come to the end of the panel, this side, and then I'll show you what to do next. All right, so we've made it all the way across, and this is going to be the top part of the skirt where we're going to attach an elastic strand in order for it to fit perfectly well later on. So after your last 5 single crochets of the row, you're going to slip stitch into the very first single crochet of the side edging on this side. Just make a slip stitch there. And now we're going to turn our work to the wrong side. Flip your work so that the single crochet rows are on the wrong side of this, on the side of the panels. As you can see here, this is the wrong side of my work. Now I'm going to go ahead and slip stitch or single crochet in each and every stitch on the side edging in order to form a round for our skirt. Now from panel into a round. So you can go ahead and use a darning needle or a crochet hook, whichever you prefer to join with. But consider the very first stitch on this side, and then the very first stitch where you place the slip stitch, and then place a single crochet. You can either use a single crochet or a slip stitch. So for me, I'll go with a single crochet and continue to single crochet once in each and every stitch, attaching onto the opposite side of the panel in order to form a round. So you can see what I'm doing right now. I'm joining, and this is the right side. This seam line is going to be in the middle back of the skirt. So continue to join all the way down until the end of the row. All right, so we've come to the end of the row, and you're going to make a chain of 1 and cut your yarn. And this will be the bottom side of the skirt, as you can see here. And yeah, the foundation chain of the panel, that's the bottom side of the skirt. And the side that has the chain 5, the 5 double crochets into the chain 5 spaces is the top side of the skirt. Now this is going to be the wrong side, as you can see here. And now when we flip it over to the right side, you're going to see a very neat finish for the seam line at the back of the skirt, as you can see here. So this is what I've ended up with. And now we're going to go ahead and do some shaping for the waistline in order to make it well fitted, as you can see in this image for the brown version. But now this is the green version of the skirt. You're going to get an elastic strand. All right, so we're going to turn our work onto the upper side where we're going to do the shaping of the waistline of the skirt, and we're going to get an elastic strand. Mine measures 8 inches less than the waistline circumference. So the waistline circumference I'm considering for this skirt is 28 inches, and I want a total of 20 inches, as you can see here, approximately 20 inches. So 8 inches less than the waistline circumference. And then I'm going to just make a knot. Okay, just like this. And this elastic strand should wrap around the waistline of the skirt. I'm going to just cut off the excess, but make sure you don't cut very close to the knot so that it doesn't undo itself. So you're going to grab your yarn, and then we're going to attach our elastic strand and our yarn at the back of the skirt. So from here, you're going to go into a stitch here on the skirt, and we're going to work this round while working around the elastic strand. So just single crochet in each and every stitch. all the way around while working around the elastic strand. So when you feel like you're running out of the elastic strand, you're going to pull on your elastic strand just like this, and that is going to gather our skirt in the waistline. So we've made it all the way around, and I'm placing my very last single crochet stitches, still working around the elastic strand just like this. And from here you're going to slip stitch into the very first single crochet of the round. Chain one and cut your yarn. So you're going to get rid of the loose ends. And then this is what we have. You can see the waistline has been gathered to create a better fitting for the upper part of the skirt. And then the seam line is at the middle back of the skirt. And then you're going to get rid of all the loose ends on this side as well. So before we go on to the tassels, we are going to get rid of all the loose ends on this skirt. All right, after getting rid of all the loose ends, you're going to turn your skirt onto the right side where we're going to be attaching our tassels. And to attach the tassels, I'm going to just get a contrasting color and place it along the skirt like this in a diagonal shape. And I'm going to start creating tassels that I'm going to place along the skirt. So to do that, I'm going to just get my yarn. I can leave my hands like this, and I just roll over several times, around 8 to 10 times. And then from here, you just cut the base, and then cut this one as well. And then you're going to get a string. You can remove your finger at this point. Get a string and put it around like this, and then you're going to make a knot towards the top of that fold, just like this. And then you're going to cut off the excess. So that's our tassel, and we are going to follow this line. Make sure you just evenly distribute these tassels on your skirt. Get another strand and a crochet hook, and we are going to go, let me say I'm attaching here. I'm going to go in here and then into that loop that we created for the tassels, and then pull this chain through and make a knot to attach the tassel onto the skirt. Okay, just like this, and that's one tassel attached. Now we are going to go ahead and keep attaching several tassels all the way down the diagonal line of that contrasting color that we just placed, just as you can see in the next clip, and I'll be back to show you the final look of my skirt. All right, so we are done attaching the tassels in a line, and at this point you can get rid of this guiding line for the tassels, the placement of the tassels. You can remove it, and then if you feel like the tassels are not well leveled, you can go ahead and cut off the excess. All right, so we are through with this, and now it's time for us to attach our braid onto the top part of the skirt. All right, so to create the braid, you're going to start off with a slip knot, and you're going to make a chain of 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then you're going to create a cluster into the very first chain. So you're going to yarn over, insert your hook into the first chain, pull up a loop. You have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop. You have 5 loops on your hook, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all. And then you're going to make a chain of 1 and turn your work. Sorry for the noise. So chain 1 and turn your work, and into this space here, you're going to create another cluster. So yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop. We are going to repeat this 3 more times to make a total of 4 times. So yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop. That's the second time. Yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop. That's the third time. Yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop. That's the 4th time, and then yarn over, pull through all, and then make a chain of 1 and turn your work. And then into the space there, you're going to yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop. That's a total of 4 times, yarn over and pull through all. So from now on, you just make a chain of 1 and turn your work, and place the cluster in between the 2 clusters below. So into that space, just try to open it up. There's a space in between there. So that's where you're going to place your cluster, and you're going to do that a total of 4 times to create the cluster. Chain 1 and turn your work, and then in the space in between the 2 clusters below, that's where you place your cluster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Yarn over, pull through all. Chain 1, turn your work. Chain 1, turn your work. So this is going to create a braid, and you're going to make one that can literally go around the waistline opening of our skirt. Alright guys, after making your braid, it's now time for us to attach it into the waistband or the waistline of the skirt. And for that, I'm going to use 1 strand of my yarn, and I'm going to start attaching this braid right from where it started from, so that in case I need some more, I can continue building and making more and more braids to work to wrap around my skirt. So we're going into this single crochet round, the topmost single crochet round, and we are attaching with a single strand or a thin yarn. The fact that I was using 2 strands for my skirt, I prefer to use 1 strand to join the braid onto the skirt. But the trick is, when you're joining, you're going to make sure that your piece is stretched. So you stretch out this and then lay flat this. Don't stretch out this. So for this, you stretch it out like this, and then you lay your braid flat, and then you attach in and out of every braid. So stay stretched and go in and out of the next braid. And that's all that we are going to do all the way around. Stretch out the skirt and go in and out of the next braid. Make sure you don't stretch the braid. That's all. You can even go from back to front of the next braid. So whichever is comfortable for you. And for example, I'm moving, my strand is here. So I'm moving from this side to the next braid here. Just like that. And you're going to keep doing that while stretching out your skirt, so that the braid can sit comfortably well when it's on the body. So guys, for this part you may need an extra hand for someone to stretch out the skirt like this for you, so that the only thing you have to do is to sew the braid onto the skirt. So if you need some help, go ahead and get it, and then keep sewing the braid onto the skirt, because this may be hard for you to do alone. So as you can see, the braid looks a little bit bunched up, but when someone wears it, it will lie flat onto the body. Oh. All right, so I've made it all the way around the waistline of the skirt, and I'm going to just attach the end of the braid to the beginning of the braid, just like this. And then I'm going to push my loose ends onto the back side of the braid, or the back side of the skirt. Same applies to this one. Push all your tails to the back side of the skirt or the wrong side of the skirt. And then get rid of them. So either you can use a darning needle, or you can use this method of tying a knot, and then you cut off the excess yarn, just like that. And that is it for this tutorial, guys. This is the final look of our skirt. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial as much as I enjoyed making it for you. And don't forget to check out the written pattern on my online shops. I'll be leaving the links in the description box below. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.